from Inner Delight, and welcome back to another Joyful Connections episode. And I'm really happy to be having opportunity to spend a little more time with our beautiful Leanne Thomas here from Angelic Hope today. Welcome back, Leanne.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so nice. You were talking in a previous episode how you have a background in teaching and teaching kids to read.
Yes.
And one thing that I thought was so cute is how really you're teaching people to read and doing readings for people now.
Yeah.
How that
I'm a reader.
Yeah, you're a reader, and how how being able to connect with that way in the angels, how that can really make a difference. So that communication. So I really feel like you are bridging the traditional world with the angelic realm and giving people the experience to have a reading within themselves or by you, through you, however we want to put it. Love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So would you like to share a little bit how you feel connecting with the angels can support people in manifesting? Say they have something they would like to manifest in their life, whether that would be career, relationship, health, whatever. How do you go about it?
Absolutely. Well, a while back, several years, the angels came to me and told me how powerful that I was as a being, that we all are as a being, and that we're all completely responsible all the time. And at first that took me a little back because I always thought like God was making things happen. And it's beautiful how the angels can come right in and give a message that changes you in a moment. And at that moment, then I was on to discovering what did that mean? Well, it meant that everything in my life, everything was a culmination of my thoughts and actions and what I was putting out there. So what I was sending forward. And was I sending forward fear? Or was I sending forward love? And the truth was my life is pretty amazing. And so I was sending forth a lot of love, and I wanted to let other people know about that. So I started speaking about how incredible we are as beings and how you can have the life of you that you want. We all can have exactly the life that we want. We need to participate in that process. And the angels showed me that they're there to help us, to work with us, for us to know that we can have the highest outcomes. So they're there to guide and support, but we have to do the work. And so if you notice where it is that you live and you look all around you, to the walls, to the job that you have, and if there's anything that within that isn't working for you on any level, that doesn't bring you happiness, you have the power to change that. Now, for some of us, we may be stuck a little bit in our thinking, and it takes some time to move away from that. But what I figured was that we need to get to the core wants that we have. Do I really want freedom? Do I really want peace? Do I really want love? And I have to be those things to bring them into my life. So if I want peace, then perhaps I don't want to have 12 cats and 5 dogs. Right? So and so we can bring peace into our life in lots of different ways. If I want love, I need to be love and show love. And that starts with myself. I have to respect myself, love myself, including feeding myself well, exercising. There's a part that I must play. And if we're going to speak about manifesting, we can create things like vision boards and things like that. But most importantly, it's getting to the core of what it is we truly desire. And if I want freedom, perhaps then I don't want $1 million house.
So this is an interesting one because for some people, I'm really glad you bring this up, because some people may think it's what the surface presents and the underlying desire may be the same, but oftentimes it's not, huh? When they say, yeah.
Right.
So for
and
somebody,
so we think we want this home or this car or that, but really maybe what we want is a lot of freedom in our life. And I might not get freedom if I have to make a big house payment and work 70 hours a week to pay for that house or that car. And so when we know what it is we really want from the core of our being, then the rest of our world begins to portray that. And it benefits us as human beings to drop the notion of societal norms, because that can also be stealing some of our freedoms. If we need to live in a specific neighborhood or have a specific kind of house or a specific car, it not only robs us of our freedoms, but it can rob us of our happiness. So you'll see a lot of people right now who are waking up, who live in beautiful homes with beautiful children and have nice clothes and have cars that take them where they need to go, that work properly and are beautiful and take great vacations, but they don't feel happy.
And so there are also people who embody all of that and are happy. So that would
Absolutely.
be. But I think the key element here is to clear up the confusion that the
Right.
outer circumstances are going to dictate how you feel on the inside, huh?
Yes. Thank you for that. Exactly. And the idea is that we don't have to buy into that notion that those things are going to bring us happiness. That's where I was going with that, I think. And it's not so much, there's nothing wrong with having a fantastic car that works. I have one. There's nothing wrong with living in a neighborhood where you want to live with. There's no judgment there. It's just when it's not what you want, challenge that. Challenge where you put yourself, and then seek to move to another place of being and to where you will be happy.
Yeah, now, and that brings up a fun one, because what you say there, to get clear on what it is that somebody really wants, because if caught up in the societal programming or the expectations that others have, and people are not aware that they are trying to live up to these expectations, then they might be finding themselves chasing a dream or whatever that's not really theirs. So,
Right. And then that doesn't bring that peace, that love, that happiness that is really ours by birthright.
Right.
And so a lot of people, I think, now are waking up to discover that and have questions, and are looking to people like you or myself to kind of restructure and guide them, helping them to look at the programs that they have and find that which isn't serving them. Because I'm not saying that a car doesn't serve us. I'm not saying that a house doesn't serve us, and it doesn't even matter what it looks like, but does it bring you all of the other things that you're really desiring?
Love that. So
I get there once in a while.
Yeah.
With the help of the angels.
Yeah. So, are there any angels in particular that you find showing up when it comes to manifestation?
Really, it's not as important to know the name of the angel or which angel it is. It's just the allowing and the desiring for the support, because we have to get past programming, because we have to get past that. So I often suggest to people, if you want to learn about angels or their names, there's certainly lots of books out there. Doreen Virtue has several great ones where you can tap into that. But just the asking, the dream in your heart, the wishing, the hope, the prayer, however it is that it comes through to you, will send in the right support team around you. So not maybe necessarily to worry about specific angels. I do have some that I can tap into and feel that may be coming around people or coming forward for that. But since we all have different manifesting dreams and desires, I think different angels all the angels are appropriate for whatever somebody wants. So whether it's career or it's a new home or it's finding that peace or love, the right angel always shows up, and we never get it wrong as people because they're listening to us.
And so you were mentioning in a previous talk how when you were growing up that you experienced some fear around connecting with the angels, or that was from the people around you, that there was fear around this. So do you have any suggestion for people if they are wanting to connect with the angels, if there is any fear of, maybe people can sometimes say that they think they're going to tap into dark energies or whatever,
Right.
Yeah, how to deal with this?
Right. Whenever we connect into the angels, their messages are always going to be of love and kindness. They're always going to move you towards your highest good. So we may not want to hear that we need to exercise or work out or eat better, but that's a loving message, right?
Mm.
So they always come forward with love for us and want us to see us reach our highest potential. So they're going to nudge us along and push us along in that regard. So what I started noticing was that everybody was saying I needed to watch out, be careful, be fearful. Well, when I hear don't drink that soda, or, maybe you shouldn't eat those potato chips, that's not a fear-based thinking. That's not a message that is of darkness. And so I started noticing that all of these messages were for my benefit, for my highest good, and for love. So when you're receiving messages that way, you always know that you're working with the angels or other beings in the light.
Mm.
And so I could no longer buy into the fear that I was raised with surrounding this because there wasn't any. And I also had an angel come forward to me and say, God is love, because I was really struggling with standing in this power. And I knew that. Yeah, God is love. And then I heard somebody say on a radio show that we needed to have reverence and the fear of God. And then they came right back in and said, God is love. And I went, oh, I get it. There isn't a vengeful God. There isn't a God that judges us or puts us somewhere when we leave our bodies and our soul carries on. We're not put somewhere. And all of those messages kept coming forward, and I had to let go of the false beliefs around that because I wasn't finding evidence anywhere of them. And the truth was, I had never had evidence of them in my life, only that people kept telling me it could happen. It could happen, it could happen. Now, do I believe that there's negative energy out there? Sure. But I have to tell you, I'm so much more afraid of most people, or some people, few people that are alive than I am of anybody that's crossed over or in the spirit world.
Mm.
So live people can be a little scary and difficult to deal with, but those that have crossed over and the heavenly realms are beautiful, and they're always there to support us. So if you check in with yourself and you look at the messages that you're receiving, it's so much easier to drop that programming because it just doesn't hold up with the energy that is God or the energies that are the angels. It just doesn't hold up.
Mm-hmm.
It's love. It's just love. It's us that brings in the fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great that you bring that up. So do you, as far as if people are not quite confident on connecting with the angels themselves, what do you suggest?
Oh, well, first of all, ask. Ask them to come forward and work with you, and ask for signs. Ask for evidence, and they will work their little, if they have butts, they will work their butts off to show us, the signs that they may leave around us. And once you start opening up and then trusting what you're getting, we have to step into trust because we haven't been trained in our lives to notice the signs or to pay attention to that small voice or to notice that a penny keeps getting left for you in the same spot regularly or that white feathers keep showing up around you in different places. And so if you are having a difficult time trusting, meditation really is so supportive of quieting that mind, quieting the fear, and allowing the love to come through. And so I'm always pushing on people meditation, and it doesn't have to be a long amount of time that people spend in meditation. Just a few minutes regularly can make such a huge difference. And processing through journaling. Mm-hmm. So getting a journal and writing things out that you're fearful of or that you're concerned about or that you have a worry with. And through that, you can even begin to ask in your writing for prayer. You can put your prayers, wishes, hopes, and dreams in there to begin to change that thinking. Because when we stand in our gratitude, we pay attention to the signs around us, and we're asking for the support. It's there for us. So we
Wonderful.
just have to notice, don't you think? We just
Yeah.
really have to notice.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, I mean, I've had an experience where I asked for a sign once where I thought that everybody on my team was on vacation, and there was nothing seemed to be happening. And I was like, "Okay, I want a sign, and you better make it so obvious that I can actually see it, not miss it."
Exactly.
And the funny thing, I mean, my name appeared on the hill in Glastonbury, on Chalice Hill, and that is something. I mean, I have the photo here that I'll look back at every now and again to just remind myself that there is so much support available. And of course, it doesn't always have to be such a big sign, but it can show up in so
Right.
many little ways. That's kind of fun.
Right. But it can be a big sign sometimes. I remember once I had asked for a sign, and if I was supposed to be giving people, then bring people to me to give readings. And then 5 minutes later, 5 minutes, the phone rang and somebody wanted, I was, oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
fast.
It was. And sometimes it does happen fast, and other times we really need to notice. And it can depend on what we're asking for
Mm,
also, because they're also protecting us.
mhm,
And sometimes we may be asking for things that aren't for our highest good. And so they'll watch around that because they know where we're going. We don't
mhm.
always see the bigger picture of what our lives are going to be like in 5 years,
Right.
but they are. And so they're watching and protecting.
Wonderful. Well, for anyone who would like to receive some support from Leanne, connecting with the angels in whatever area, then take a look at angelichope.com and you can find the information and the contact details for Leanne. And wow, this is so exciting. It's just, yeah,
You're
fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
You really did this so well. I mean, this is very much a calling for you, very much
Oh.
surrounded by this. And I do see a TV show that you're going to be on camera on TV. Yeah. So that's going to come forward for you. It will be within 2 years.
Wow. Well, we send
Yeah.
this out. So this is for everyone watching Joyful Connections. You heard it first here. Bye, Leanne.
Sorry, I just felt them so around. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know.
I
I thought
love
we were
it.
done. I wasn't thinking actually. So
I love it. I love it. We could do one. Actually, we'll do it in the next one. So anyway, anyone who would like to connect with Leanne, please go visit angelichope.com. Have fun connecting with the angels and experiencing the signs that show up. I know how amazing it is. I know Leanne knows how amazing it is. And if you're drawn to this, then give yourself that gift. So until the next time, many joyful blessings.